All right, welcome, Speed Gaming 4, to this match for the Speed Gaming Live 2021 Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament. My name is Eddie, and we have an incredible match for you today. This is going to be Imyt versus Timochun. Winners are getting ready, and we will be starting very soon. Who's hyped for this match? One in chat if you're hyped for this match. Thank you, DeCalled. Verifying that my mic is working properly. All right, so definitely an incredible match we have on our hands. Both of these runners are new route runners. We will be seeing PRKD, most likely. The only divergence that we can maybe expect to have is if one of these runners opts to go for Kraid second. That being said, I think there's a high chance that's not going to happen. So, for a little bit of detail on both of these runners, we got some numbers for you here. Imyt with, I believe, a personal best of 42 minutes and 51 seconds. And we have Timochun with a personal best of 43 minutes and 51 seconds. So about a minute apart. So Imyt is, in a sense, the favorite here. However, Imyt, I think, has been a little bit away from the game for a bit, so he may be rusty. And Timo, I think, has just been an absolute fire recently, making his way over here through the losers bracket, taking out a bunch of other racers, a bunch of other strong racers. And Timochun has recently, was only recently a 44 runner, so just recently getting that 43, showing that he's in absolute tip-top shape, great form here. So this is going to be a great match. For sure. Both of these runners getting pretty much, just 0.03 off of each other's series time. So that being said, Imyt's a little bit behind because he had a few little missteps in the initial rooms prior to the series explosion. So that both runners still neck and neck. Anyone's game. Yes, former Dread runner Imyt. Imyt is a Super Metroid runner, I would say first, but has been running Dread recently. And has been doing quite well in that game as well. But that being said, because Imyt has been running a bit of Dread and not playing much Super Metroid, this is the kind of game where you can get rusty pretty quickly. All of these, a lot of movements that are, a lot of frame perfect movements, a lot of ledge grabs that have to be extra crispy if you want to be in tip top shape for race form. So definitely could be anyone's game here. Both players employing that Moonfall to get down Parlor. And we'll be employing the Moonfall to get down this climb as well. So Timo taking a little bit of a lead here, making a few little missteps. But still anyone's game. So important to note that we do have back-to-back races going on this channel. So the winner of this match will be going on to play Z Music in the losers round 6. Z Music also being another 42 runner. So there's no easy matches left in this tournament. All these races are very, very strong. Z Music in chat right now. Eyes open, just like everyone else here should have their eyes peeled on this exciting match today. All right, so you can see that there's probably a little bit of rust right now in Imyt's gameplay, making a few mistakes in these rooms. So Timo is taking a little bit of a lead in this early game. But that being said, we have the 3 most difficult early game rooms coming up. We got the pit room, the climb, and the parlor. So Timo opts to just shoot up and just continue forward and get these Mario jumps in. And Imyt typically, maybe he bonked the door because he does typically go for pit boost. In the event that he does bonk the door, though, it's kind of difficult to go for that, so. Both players employing these wall jumps to get up the climb. And, Imyt really struggling in that climb. So we'll be heading up this right side parlor. And Timo is going to be first to enter the Bomb Chorizo fight. Now, it is important to note there is a little bit of RNG in this Bomb Chorizo fight. Timo's not going to go for that pixel perfect setup. We'll just roll towards Bomb Chorizo to back him into the wall. And we'll see if either of these runners can get the one round. Oh, looking good for Timo so far. Excellent Bomb Chorizo fight by Timo. An excellent Chorizo fight by Imyt, taking a little bit of a hit there, so just has to hope that these drops are in favorable spots. Yeah, looking good. Oh, misses one little missile, but has a good chance of just being able to collect a extra missile pack on the bug on the way down Terminator. Ooh, Timo taking a little bit of hit there. This Terminator room not going the way that he wants. He's gonna have to hope. No. Timo should be okay. We'll just be able to run through, but definitely lost a little bit of time in that Terminator room. So both of these players will be killing the pirates in the shaft that Timo's currently in. We'll have to pause for a second to collect a set of missile drops. I've been having a little bit of trouble in that Terminator, but these should both drop missiles, and he should be fine. Yep, okay, so going into that, you really want to go into that pirate shaft with full health, because you cannot risk these pirates dropping health over missiles. You need to absolutely come out with at least 1 or 2 missiles, or else you're going to have to potentially scramble for the bugs in the room that Timo was coming up to, the early supers room. All right, nice D-boost by Timo right there. Ooh, nice little Doppler, or not a little Doppler, but a little angle shot on that door open for Imyt. That's always a little scary because if you miss that, you're going to have to go back and farm some more missiles. It'll take 5 missiles to open those pink doors or 1 super. All right, let's see if Timo can get that free farm. Getting a little scammed. That bug, has a pretty good chance, maybe a 20% chance of not dropping anything. So, it is a little bit of a scam, but not too unexpected. So let's see if Imyt gets a little drop here from this bug. Ooh, gets some missiles. That's actually really nice. So, these missiles and health that you will get will carry all the way over to Phantoon. And Imyt is one of the few runners that actually will attempt, probably the only runner aside from that's currently running any percent that will attempt a 1-round Phantoon. This is multiple very, very small windows of doing multiple stutter Dopplers to get Phantoon killed in one cycle, which is not something you'll typically see outside of categories that will get an X-ray, something like GT Classic, but a 1-round Phantoon is definitely not something that has ever been attempted or done at a high level any percent run. Aside from him. So we have Timo heading up that red tower. Oh, Timo takes a fall in the little Vial Plume right there. That's a little bit of a time loss, but still has a healthy lead right now. Imyt will be now heading up the red tower. Ooh, Imyt gets the fast red tower strat where he shoots a little P-shot before letting the waiver clear. So that's a little bit of a time save. Has some time to make up. This is not the run that he would usually like to have. Oh, takes a hit on that caterpillar there. That's not the hit you want to take because Yeah. Fantoon will hit you for 40 a pop. 77 health is, he'll die in 2 hits, and that's absolutely not what he wants to have happen to him. Health is really not looking good for Imyt right now. Oh my goodness, that slug almost got him right there. Okay, so we have Timo heading into the Criteria Key Hunter room, and he will be laying this power bomb to open that door so that when he comes back, he doesn't have to do it then. And then he's going to be heading into the notorious moat room. Foregoing his option for a CWJ, you'll have to hug the wall for that. I think he just doesn't want to do that. I believe he has that HBJ, the horizontal bomb jump, more consistent, so let's see if he can get this. Oh, and Timo taking a dip in the moat. That's not what we want to see. It's a significant time loss, and meanwhile we have Imyt. This is not the CWJ attempt. This is going to be a horizontal bomb jump attempt. Timo getting across second try. Oh, we have Imyt getting across first try. So just like that, one misstep in that mode, and Imyt is all but caught up to Timo. Now, we have to look at Imyt's health here. It's really not looking good. 62 health going into this Fantoon fight. Can basically immediately die. This is a situation where having a fast pattern at the start might actually not be that good, because if it's a slower pattern, you have time to farm the flames, get some of the health and recover, and potentially get above that 80 health threshold so that you can take more than one hit. So if Imyt actually gets fast patterns here, you know, in terms of getting a PB, that's what he would like. But in a race situation, it is definitely a little bit scary. Okay, no fast for Timo. Keep our eyes peeled on Imyt's screen right now. Gets that early fast. Okay, I think this is actually a really optimal pattern for him. Ooh, good Doppler as well. Didn't go for that one round, didn't have the missiles for it. Didn't get to see Timo's Doppler there. Ooh, not getting the 2 round. Imyt has a really good chance for a 2 round here. Imyt gets the 2 round, so Imyt is now in the lead because of this Fantoon fight. And we have Timo about to finish up this fight. So Timo takes care of Fantoon in 3 rounds and is right behind him. So Imyt's health not looking that great. Okay, yeah, okay, so Imyt gets all the health that he needs. Has 2 power bombs, so this is all pretty satisfactory, but he will have to find some more power bombs down the line. Meanwhile, Timo having absolute perfect resources going into the rest of this. So, Imyt has a little bit of a lead right now, but doesn't have as good resources. That is a little bit of a time loss right there. So, yeah, Imyt messing up probably uncharacteristically some of these rooms right now. That being said, still has the lead on Timo. But this is a very close race right now. Gets that D-boost off the spark. That's not something you'll typically want to do unless you have a lot of health, because that bowling room, 60 health per spike damage, and you have to take at least 2. So if you get, ooh, Imyt, oh, does not want that to happen. Yeah, 122, that's still enough, but you know, depending on how this attic goes, yeah, looking good so far. Meanwhile, with Timo entering the attic, does the more conservative strat where you roll all the way to the right. Okay, Imyt grabs the health, is going to be in good shape right now for the rest of this. And Timo getting through that attic cleanly as well. So Imyt is going to have to scramble to find at least 2 more power bombs. One is, he needs for sure 1 more power bomb. And if he doesn't get at least a second one, then he's going to have to do a backup strat in the high jump boots room. Alright, so we have Timo opting to go for the D-boost instead of the farm, so really trying to cut some frames there to save time. Alright, so nice cross by Imyt, getting a little D-boost on the spikes. Meanwhile, Timo opting not to do the D-boost on the spikes. Respectable decision in a race. Feel like that's one of those things where if you're not confident in yourself, you can just absolutely instantly die even at max health, because you don't have many iframes when you hit those spikes. The iframe counter is different when you hit the spikes versus enemies, and if your timing is not precise, you'll get chain spiked and it's just lights out. The run's over right there. So both players getting across this first dangerous portion of the game. The next of the areas, I would say in Upper Norfair is not necessarily dangerous, but just difficult to execute and can result in time losses. But this point and Lower Norfair are probably the main stopping points where you can expect the runners to potentially die. So, Imyt not getting that deboost off the bug, so this could be a lead change right here. Yeah, Timo getting that boost, but yeah, both players neck and neck right now. And Imyt's gonna maybe have to farm some of these crabs right here. Oh, okay. So yeah, opts to farm both crabs. Got the one power bomb that he absolutely needed, and that's gonna be used to break the Meridia tube. Now, Imyt has items, missiles selected, so he is likely going to farm these cactuses, or these cacti. Let's see, Timo has 8 super, so I don't know. He might just go for the Moonfall and forego this farm. Yes, okay, so Timo's just going to ignore it and use that time to try to catch up. Okay, all right, so Timo and Imyt both going for the double deboost Hellway strat. Both of them had a little bit of a fall right there. Okay, Imyt is just gonna farm that little B-Tom. We'll take a little bit of a time loss for that. But you know, that is a wise decision if you're not comfortable with that high jump boots backup. All right, so both of these runners will be going over to pick up Spazer. You need that beam to it's not required for anything, but picking up this beam literally for the extra firepower is going to save you time versus using a weaker beam shot when it comes to fighting that Ridley and Mother Brain fight near the end of the game. So both players absolutely picking that up to be optimal. Now we have the Meridia 2 coming here. This is one of the reasons why you need at least one power bomb, because you want to break this right now, so that when you come back, it'll be broken. The trigger point to break the glass is on the top left side. That's why you want to break it coming into the left side as opposed to coming in from the right side. And now we have both these players heading into that Upper Norfair, pretty much the section of the game where you're running around collecting all the things that you want to, you know, have Samus all powered up and ready to go to finish off the rest of the game. Right, so both players very close to each other right now, picking up that energy tank. We'll be grabbing the high jump boots here, and we'll be doing the high jump boots escape. This is the other reason you want that one extra power bomb. Excellent. So that power bomb does the dual purpose of killing the Sova to let the door open up, because you cannot open that door without having killed the Sova, and also breaking the blocks that you would need. Otherwise, you'll have to kill the Sova another way and then break the blocks with a bomb jump much slower. Both players now heading over to the ice beam. Ooh, Imyt not quite getting that morph in there. So, Timo currently has a little bit of a lead right now, but it's still a very close game. All right, nice ice escape from Timo. That looked like a good ice escape from him as well. Definitely that kind of trick you don't want to mess up, because then you'll have to spend a lot of time just going to the top and doing some sort of backup. Timo stopping for 1 second to collect that power bomb. Imyt probably will do the same here. Yes. So you will need a certain amount of power bombs when you head into that Lower Norfair. when you head into Lower Norfair, because there's a lot of power bombable blocks that you need to progress with the game. So although there's refills that you can get later down the line, you do need to sort of get at least a few here and there. Otherwise, you're going to have to farm in another way that you don't want to. So we have Timo heading up. Okay. Oh, I think he just lost a super right there. One getting eaten by the waiver. Okay. Ooh, Timo getting a nice 2 supers right there. We'll see Imyt try to get a quick farm before he enters over, not getting anything from that farm. So Timo will be missing this door. Costs just a few frames. Have to do a little stutter so that you don't bonk that door. But you absolutely want all the supers you can get going into Lower Norfair. So Imyt also doing the same, and both players will be collecting speed booster. So what we will see here is both players running over. They're going to dash through and break those bugs in the end to grab some more farm, and then lay a few bombs to see how many more farms they get. So Timo coming out with 10 supers, amazing resources. Imyt is going to get. Imyt goes for at least 1 farm. Full health, 15 missiles, 8 supers, also great resources. So Timo's is amazing. So Timo's is absolutely amazing, and Imyt's are great. So interesting to see that Timo opts to shoot the missiles on that door. With 5 supers, I kind of feel like it might be faster. It is faster to just super the door. So he'll super this door, but definitely wants to come into that Lower Norfair with as many supers as possible. That's what it's implying to me. Imyt choosing to just missile the first door, and then I think he supered that second door as well. Imyt's resources are not as good, so that makes a little bit more sense. So we are coming up to the point where it's going to be really dangerous. We are going to have the Lava Spark strat soon, and both players did go for PRKD. Now, what this means is if they miss the Lava Spark, if they fall in, if they completely don't get the spark, that's okay. They'll just do the gravity jump back up, and it's not the worst thing. If they bonk the spark on the ceiling, they can't take a single hit with Norfair without dying. So this is always a scary point of the run. Timo goes first. Timo has the attempt, and Timo just barely gets the Lava Spark. Imyt's going second. Imyt gets the Lava Spark as well. Okay, so we have a race. Both players are in prime position to take on this Lower Norfair, but it's always still really, really scary. All right, so first set of power bombs, got to break these blocks. We'll collect 2 more from here, from the deal is killing, and here we will see the Pillar Spark. This is the fastest strat. It does cost some health though. Timo gets the Pillar Spark. Imyt has the attempt going in. Gets the top shelf Pillar Spark. Okay, so a little bit faster. Now worst room in the game for both players. Oh, Timo taking a hit right there. Imyt not taking a hit. Okay, so oh, Timo bonks the little stalactite at the top. Will be able to recover. Okay, good recovery. That's always scary. Remember, everything in here is pretty much going to hit you for 50. So Timo has 2 shots, and Imyt has, Timo has 1 shot, and Imyt has 2. Timo gets the spark. We'll be using the spark against the wall to kill the pirates. Imyt gets it as well. Imyt has plenty of health to work with. Timo has a lot of supers. So we have an interesting situation here where one person has the supers that'll speed them up, but one person has the health to get cruise through the rest of this. Timo can't stumble in this room because if he messes up, he could die. Okay, looks like he's in good shape. Imyt also getting through just fine. And so this is interesting. Timo is not going to risk any sort of Kago, so Imyt will be taking a little bit of a lead right here. We have the Metal Pirates room coming up. The resource that you get from here can determine a lot of what's going to happen with the rest of the run. Okay, Timo not getting the best setup there. Imyt's in prime position to come out with a ton of resources here. So, just like that, Imyt's resources looking pretty perfect. Neither of the runners getting the jump through the door. Imyt has the great resources, opts to just deboost the rest of the way. Okay, so Imyt's resources are pretty much the best that you can ever have. Oh, doesn't get the bug boost farm. So let's see if some resources can be recovered here. Okay, so Timo has the extra super, but Imyt has the extra health. Timo also has a few less missiles, so this is very close right now. Really, always a really, really dangerous fight. Imyt gets a good manipulation at the start on the Ridley fight. Ooh, Imyt having a little bit of trouble getting that manipulation on Ridley. Imyt unloading all those missiles. You want to unload multiples of 3, otherwise the missiles will be wasted, so he does not want to unload those last 2. Imyt falling in that lava a little bit. Ooh, Imyt getting a fast swoop there, so Ridley not treating him well. Timo has this fight under control at the moment. Both players doing their best on this fight. Will be unloading their super soon. And Ridley goes down for Imyt first. So Imyt does take the lead right now. Timo still has to get Ridley. It's a little bit tricky because you really want to have Ridley in this pogo situation to unload those supers because it comes free. Oh, I think Timo missed 2 supers there. So Imyt is going to grab the Ridley E-Tank. I think Timo needs 2 more charge shots. Okay, just 1 more. So Timo does finish this fight, and Imyt opts to get the Ridley E-Tank. We'll see if Timo opts to skip the Ridley E-Tank or goes for it right now. Okay, Timo is not going to get the Ridley E-Tank. So what this means is Imyt will either choose to 4-tank and grab the Batoon E-Tank, or maybe he'll skip that one. But Timo is really just going for it right now. Imyt, with this much health, is going to be in prime shape to get out of Lower Norfolk with no issue. But for anyone that's ever run, oh my goodness, for anyone that's ever run New Route, you will know that this is the most dangerous part of the run typically. Okay, Timo is going to farm. Oh, this is not good. Wait, Timo is having some really big trouble here. Oh no, I think Timo might die. Timo's going to reset this room. Imyt is taking a significant lead at this point. Timo just reset the room. Oh no! Timo takes a death at the Metal Pirates. Oh no, that was so unfortunate. So we have Imyt going to finish the rest of this Lower Norfair, but unfortunately what ended up happening right there is Timo had took an unfortunate hit on the bats. Everything in Lower Norfair hits so hard because this is the final boss, or the final it's the final section of the game before you will choose to get to Mother Brain. So everything in this fight, or everything in these rooms, will hit you for something like 50 damage, 30, 40 damage. And Timo not picking up the Ridley E-Tank, which is the optimal strat when going for a PB, getting hit by one of those bats on the way will hit you so hard. Timo's health already wasn't looking super great. So at that point, he really needed to farm if he wanted to have a reasonable chance of getting out of Lower Norfair. Unfortunately, because the Metal Pirates weren't treating him so well, that room can get really bad when the Metal Pirates are in the center. There's a way you could do it where you can manipulate them and fight them one-on-one, but when they're both in the center like that, they just I don't think runners generally know how to have them be manipulated in a certain way where they they respond to you. So Timo really was just really caught between a rock and a hard place, because he didn't want to like reset the room, because that's so much of a time loss. But at the same time, and he already got 2 supers unloaded on the Metal Pirate. And it's just so unfortunate because I guess he's just, I can't blame him. It's not a familiar situation to be in to have to for, to have one shot on the Metal Pirates left and not being able to get that kill. It's just such an unfortunate situation. So we have Timo restarting this race. Imyt is probably aware that Timo took this death, so we'll be seeing him take some extra safeties almost certainly to guarantee the victory in this one. But Imyt still has the rest of the run to go. We'll be heading over to this Kraid lair, and we'll be going for that quick kill. And honestly, that just goes to show that, whether or not a racer is ahead or behind, it's absolutely important that you try your best because, if Imyt really fell far behind somehow, some mistakes happened, maybe the fan tune didn't go well, or, he took huge hits in Lower Norfair and just, had to take some safeties or something like that. The pressure that you put on your opponent by not giving them a chance to breathe, I think that's kind of what did it right there. That pressure that Imyt put on by having such a close race is what caused these mistakes to build up. So you can't just, even if you're far behind or something like that, you always have to try your best and put pressure on that opponent because they will. It is any percent is not an easy category. Racers will often make mistakes. When they have put into a tough situation, especially in something like the Lower Norfair escape, which is probably the most stressful situation in any route run. So Imyt opting to just reset that Kraid room, wanted to have full resources going into that Meridia because just wants to guarantee that there's nothing bad that can happen to him in this situation. So we have Timo redoing this Bomb to Rezo fight, getting that 2-run, and meanwhile we have Imyt heading up to Meridia. Through this tube that he broke, we'll be having a certain run speed so that he can just barely ledge grab that ledge. It's a very specific thing that he does where he releases dash in the previous room and dashes at a certain point. Think he could wiggle? No, gets the bad wiggle right there. So sometimes, yeah, that's unfortunate that the fish starts blocking you if you don't make it up fast enough, but Imyt gets through that room right now. And we have Imyt heading over to the Batoon room. So so Timo getting a little scammed by these metal pirates. This is the situation that's always scary. As you might notice, he has 84 health and 3 missiles. Now, the reason why the 84 health is significant is, so he's just going to farm these Kegos to max out his health and max out his resources here. But if you don't have the correct health, first, let's see. Oh, Imyt getting that really fast top pattern Batoon kill. That is, that's not easy. Most players hate that top pattern. We'll have to wait for Batoon to circle around on the top right. But if you go fast enough and you shoot those missiles quick, you can get that kill probably faster than the other patterns. Okay, so we have the full halfie attempt coming up for Imyt. Oh, and the quarter halfie. Now that's the way you don't want to fail it because that is in fact slower than if you had just not done it enough at all. So unfortunate, but we'll just deboost on these spikes. That backup was about as fast as you can get. And Imyt trying to get a little extra super here. Yeah, okay, he's gonna be extra safe here. Knows that he has that significant lead. Drake's doing a little fist pump for the show there, but Dragon is a spot where you can absolutely take some miraculous chain damage and die. And we saw it from last time. Last time Imyt was in this situation, against Nevdi, he lost that race. It would be no shock to say that Imyt was probably the favorite in that matchup, but this Dragon fight can go extremely bad, especially if you're not regularly practicing this recently. So Imyt will be going for the we'll be going for the rain dance strat. What that is you start your X Factor right here. And it causes a little bit of lag, but it's much more consistent for some players. So he will swing this X Factor over here, and it will all hit Dragon right in the belly, and that looked like a great spark. So we'll see if Imyt can get this 2 in blue right here. Oh, pulls the trigger a little bit early. That's not what you want to see. So there is a pattern where Dragon will swoop immediately, and you have very little time to react for it. So he went for that. But I think he will get, yes, gets the 3 spark on Dragon. You know, all that being said, that was not that bad of a run, but oh, gets the bad frame on that spike suit. So not able to get the spike suit. Will have to go through the Coliseum the slow way. Yes, so because he did not get the good frame, does not have a good frame, does not have the spike suit to charge and spark across this entire Coliseum. So, you know, just has to use these spikes to deboost. That's the best way to get across. And Imyt will be heading on over to the G4. So that is the first section of the race. Or sorry, this is the that was the final boss that this route takes. PRKD, Dragon being the final boss. And meanwhile, we have Timo heading over to the moat. And props to Timo for nailing that HBJ first try right there. Meanwhile, we have Imyt making his way out of Meridia. Hopping to a layer power bomb right here to get a little bit of extra farm. You know, I do wonder if he's just going to go for the ship refill. I think that might have just been muscle memory. At this point, he's absolutely going to farm some supers, but Imyt has mentioned this before that, you know, if he has a significant lead, he thinks that going for that ship refill probably makes the most sense. I think typically when you're leaving Meridia, that power bomb that you lay to get the farm from the bugs, that's probably a muscle memory thing. It is something that you will often see that new route runners will do when they want that little extra bit of farm going into that Turian, because Turian with the RNG and the danger in itself by how fast the Metroids can kill you, it's always a little bit scary. Oh, Imyt will just be not going for the ship, just heading straight over to that Turian fort. So he has no supers, so that's not really what you want to see. You know, if Imyt does get soft lock somewhere in Turian, given that he saved that Dragon, he should still be fine. But you know, that is kind of giving Timo a chance to catch up right here. Okay, so Imyt did get a little super out of there from one of those pirates, so that's going to help him a lot in Turian. Ooh, Timo's health not looking too hot. Has 2 shots before death. Fantoon kind of randomly spawns. Oh no, Timo can take a death right here, absolutely. Has a chance of dying. Really wants to grab that health. Okay. Timo not getting there, so Timo still can die right here. Okay. Excellent finish by Timo. Not health bomb for this fight. And we will be seeing Imyt heading over to that Turian. Chat asking Imyt to go back and get Plasma. You know, I don't believe Imyt has run KPDR since the day I was born. It's been that long since it. I don't even think he remembers where Plasma is, to be honest. But with that being said, we'll see if he takes the save on this right, or if he's just going to go for it. Alright, he's just going to go for it. He does have that Dragon save, so if something tragic were to happen... Okay, doubling back now. Oh, Imyt did not remember to equip that Ice Beam. Definitely need that ice beam to employ these strats because you gotta freeze the Metroids, otherwise you're not gonna have a good time killing them. We'll have to use 3 power bombs to kill them otherwise. Okay, so Imyt getting through there for that first Metroid room just fine. Getting a nice little drag strat to bring those 3 Metroids over. Ooh, okay, getting an optimal strat for that Metroid 2 room. A little deboost into that room. Oh, gets absolutely hooked up by that first Metroid. Okay, so Imyt coming out of this turn with maximum resources. Gebu's gonna have to take a look at how Imyt is employing this RNG manipulation. For those who haven't been able to watch, Gebu had a match recently where his Turian was not looking too good, and that was not his fault at all. It's just Super Metroid can sometimes scam you a little bit. All right, so Timo heading over to that bowling, and we have Imyt getting this baby skip. Let's see if he can nail it. Looking good so far. Those first 2 jumps are always scary. Doing 1 extra jump. Excellent. Nails the baby skip. All right, so Imyt in prime position to get through the rest of this fight. You know, crazy things can happen, but Imyt's looking in like he's in good shape right now. Okay, so Imyt will be taking the safety save. Otherwise, if he were to die here or soft lock, he would spawn all the way back at that spot right before that Dragon fight. All right. Getting that Zeb skip first try. Timo grabbing that gravity suit. And that one Rinka that's kind of falling on the ground, it might mess up Imyt's timing here. Yeah, there's a little extra Rinka spawn. You kind of want to have all the Rinkas despawned when you get to this point. And the reason for that is because right when you enter that side, the 3 Rinkas will spawn, you'll kill them all, and then you should be able to take Mother Brain 1 down before the Rinkas bother you. So yeah, I don't really want to have them following you. But Imyt gets through that just fine, has plenty of health to do this Mother Brain 2 fight, and in fact has a little super right there, so could just drop that super if he wants for a little extra damage. Would be a little bit quicker than a charge shot. Okay, so Mother Brain 2 fight, always scary. You can always get some patterns that are very difficult to dodge, and you know, sometimes the patterns can be borderline undodgeable actually, so ooh, that was definitely a tight combination. What you don't want to really see is a meatball followed by a late onion ring combo. Those are always scary. Also, the meatball with the delayed French fry. Looks like that might happen right there. Okay, so sometimes Mother Ring can give you some very difficult patterns. So far, Imyt having complete control over this fight. Oh, getting a little clip there by the onion ring, but it wasn't chain damage, so getting hit by 1 is okay, just taking 20 damage. That ketchup though, that ketchup would KO him in 1 shot, and he would have to redo this fight, so Imyt shooting that little extra super there, that little cheeky super. Oh, that Mother Brain the little neck pull up, kind of pretending like the fight was over, but it wasn't, and throwing that little catch-up. That was a little scam attempt by Mother Brain. But Imyt getting through the final dangerous part of this match. A little brief stretch from Imyt, knowing that he has this match in the bag. Now, this is the winner of this round. So assuming something, you know, there's no power outage on Imyt's end. The winner of this match will be going on to place Z Music immediately after So, this is going to be a really, it's really scary because Z Music is not the easiest opponent. Not the opponent that you really want to be playing. But you know, that being said, all the opponents at this stage of the game are very, very strong. So, Imyt for Z Music. There's a little bit of history between these two runners. Imyt actually knocking Z into the losers bracket early in the tournament, and Z Music fighting through warriors and runners and racers, all the way making its way all the way back for this rematch. So there's a little bit of history. This is going to be a rematch of those two runners. Definitely excited. So make sure to stay tuned for that next match coming up. All right, so Mother Brain 3 down for Imyt. Yes, for those wondering, Timochun did die in the Lower Norfair exit attempt. Unfortunately, a common point where many new runners will die. Imyt taking, they were both neck and neck up to the Ridley fight, and then Imyt had the cleaner Ridley fight. So, because Imyt had that slight lead, knew he had that lead, decided to grab the Ridley E-Tank. Because that is the Lower Norfair escape tends to be the most dangerous part of the game. And Imyt, knowing that he had the lead, really wanted to do that. So, that put pressure on Timo because Timo was the one that had time to make up. So Timo opted to just go for it and go for the standard strat of skipping the Ridley E-Tank and picking up the bot to an E-Tank later. And as a result, you know, with the low health that Timo had, it was unfortunately not able to make it out and took the death in Lower Norfair. Honestly, surprised that we haven't seen more of that in the tournament because that is just so hard. Anyone that knows, Timo's an excellent runner, but running PRKD and going through that Lower Norfair escape, you can often expect to die. So, Imyt will be running over to that ship, and we have Imyt finishing in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 46 minutes and 12 seconds. GG to Imyt. Unfortunately, Timochun has forfeited from this race. Understandable as he took that death. But so Timochun is out of this tournament. But hats off to both runners putting up a real good fight up until that Lower Norfair point. Unfortunately, that's Super Metroid 90%. Runners can die, and it's very punishing. We'll see if either one of these runners wants to get in here for an interview. I believe we'll be having both runners get in here soon. All right, and with us right now we have Timochun. Timochun with us in the interview. So Timo, unfortunate end to the race, but you know, Lower Norfair is always a little bit spooky. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean it was a good run up until then. I think I just saw that we were both at Ridley. I don't know how close it was. I just saw that we were both at Ridley, so I decided I probably have to skip the energy tank to save some time.
Yep.
And then I got unlucky in the first farming room. I thought I would get more health, so I wanted to farm the metal pirate, but not used to the strat, so I just messed it up and then. I messed it up once and then just everything went wrong.
Yeah, it's
But it
unfortunate.
happens. Yeah, it
It
happens.
does, yeah, it does happen. I feel like we've all been there. When the metal pirates kind of get in that center spot, I feel like it's always they just don't want to move from there. And what can you really do when you're running PRKD and you have the equipment that you do, right? It's always tough.
Yeah, at that moment I thought like, there's no way I'm going to kill one. I just have to move on. But I had too low health to move on. I would die in the next room anyway. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know if you were able to see, but Imyt did grab that Ridley E-Tank. You guys, I think you first entered the room, and then, so you were ahead at the time, but Imyt did have the faster Ridley fight, and I think he noticed that, and as a result decided, I'm not going to take any risks, and grab the Ridley E-Tank, and was potentially going to skip the Botween E-Tank. And then I guess, based on what you were seeing, maybe seeing that it was close, you were just going to go for it. Um, and I know you're more than capable of doing that, but lower Norfair, we're saying in any percent PRKD, lower Norfair, it'll just get you.
Yeah, I can usually do it, but it's always risky. I die there very often. It's nothing like unusual. It's not
Yes.
like because of the race or because of nerfs or anything that just
Yep.
happens on a regular basis. That's just Super Metroid, I guess.
Yep, that's Super Metroid. I was saying also, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more. I was kind of expecting this was going to happen like every other race where people were just going to die in any percent when they have to push those times against their opponent. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just I guess that's just how it is.
the runners get really good, so they don't die anymore.
Yeah,
Not that
that's
much.
true. That's true. So yeah, Timo, I gotta say, you had quite the run getting here. Let's see. Uh, so starting off, you took out Sinan, and then you had that match against Dekal to knock you into the lowest bracket, but you took out so many players here, and falling to Imyt there's nothing wrong with that. He is a 42 runner. That being said, we have Imyt with us right now. Imyt, how are you
Yo,
doing?
what's up? Doing pretty
GG's.
well. Yo, GG's Timo. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I was struggling at the start, and I'm like, wow, I can't get my movement going. Like this is bad. And I keep glancing over at Timo, like I have your stream open, and I'm like, wait, does this guy make mistakes? Like what's going on? and then we get the power bombs, and I see that you golded. I was like, okay, well, I'm in trouble. And then the saving grace was that for me, I guess, that you fell in the moat and I miraculously got by first try that evened it up. And I think we were even for a really long time. And then, well, you were ahead slightly, I think, basically the whole race. Sorry, there's actually, I don't know if you guys heard that. There's actually crazy. I live in this city. There's like some crazy person outside screaming. But yeah, I was getting pretty nervous. I was nervous on Lava Spark and stuff, and a good part of that race.
I was gonna say both of you did nail that lava spark, so I'm always scared when someone misses lava spark and has to do the gravity jump back up because it always sucks when someone dies right at the lower Norfair. But both of you making it to that Ridley pretty much side by side. Imyt, I have to ask you, did you grab the Ridley E-Tank because you saw that you got the kill faster than Timo?
Yes, 100%. I actually was just talking about that in my stream, so I wasn't gonna grab it because we were so even, but I think my lower Norfair was pretty clean. And my fight was not great, but it was still decent. I noticed that I was a good bit ahead, and not good bit, but like maybe 7 to 10 seconds. And I was like, well, you know what? If I grab this E-Tank and he sees that, he might be even more inclined to not grab it to try to get a little edge over me or something. So that was kind of my feeling because I had plenty of health to go. And also, I'm like, if I play to my ability, I should be fine to grab this and still potentially secure the win. So trying to add some pressure maybe on Timo and also just be safe for Mother Brain basically.
For
I was
sure.
pretty, yeah.
But yeah, so Timo, unfortunately, this is the lower bracket, so you are out of the tournament. However, making it so far, defeating all these really strong runners, honestly. And the bracket gets really, really hard from this point on. So wasn't sure if you had any other thoughts on the tournament in general, your opponents, and how you've done to get here so far.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the tournament, with how I played. I played pretty consistent, like every run, probably. This run too, like the early and mid game until Ridley was also pretty fine actually. So I'm not side. I'm really happy with that. And I guess the next match will be coming up right now. Am I
Yep.
right?
Yes, it will.
So good luck to Imyt on that one. I will
Thank you,
definitely watch
Timo.
it. So stay tuned and watch the next race. It's going to be awesome.
Right. Yeah, so you heard it from Timo. Thanks so much for pursuing the tournament, getting so far into that bracket. We had 40 plus entrants, and making it to losers round 5 is, no easy feat. Lots of very strong runners couldn't even make it out, the first few rounds. So just really goes to show how skilled that a runner has to be to get to this point. So, Imyt, with your upcoming match against Music, which is pretty much happening in a few minutes, do you have any thoughts?
No, I don't know at this point. Just hope for the best. Z Music's really good, and I think we both get equally nervous at certain points. So I think we, have potential to play really well, but once we start fumbling, it can become pretty disastrous. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
We're pretty similar runners, I think. So should be exciting. Hopefully, we both play well.
Okay. That's great. Okay, so we will be changing the scene to finish this up. Any final words from both the runners?
No, just GG's to Timo. You were actually playing really well. It's unfortunate you took the death, but you were putting a lot of pressure on me. You were ahead the whole time, so huge GG's to you, man.
Yeah, GG's. It was a fun race, and definitely good luck on the next one. I'll be watching.
Thank you. I'm out of here, Eddie.
Hey, all right. So we will be moving on to that second match coming up. It will be Z Music versus Imyt. So stay tuned for that match. Don't go anywhere. Don't change that channel. Stay right here, and we'll see you next mission coming up in a few minutes.